Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at the worst thing someone has heard. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Some customers were talking in Spanish about how easy it would be to rape and kill one of my tiny 4'8" co-workers that was checking them out at the register. Even worse, they were discussing their guesses on how much fight she has in her if they were to drag her into the forest behind the shopping mall right in front of her as she was smiling and bringing up the total. I say to them in Spanish, "You see a small white dude, but I understand everything." They instantly stopped talking and looked me dead in the eyes. Couldn't tell if they were surprised I knew Spanish, challenging them to their bluff or a combination of both. It got dead quiet at this point and my coworker dropped her smile as she noticed something was wrong. They left the store all without breaking eye contact with me. Ended up staying for the rest of the night shift with her just in case they tried to do something stupid. That's scary. The fact that they say that in front of her in another language. Yo, I feel like those people have done something before to someone, you know, because seriously, you talk about that so casually in front of someone. Man, this guy was so nice though. He stayed for the entire night shift just in case something happened. Do you know the real reason you were adopted? Insert name of classmate. Because your real parents didn't love you. Screamed my second grade teacher and my classmate because he forgot his spelling book. If you're still alive, miss, I hope your life sucks. How could you say that to a kid? See, some teachers just shouldn't even be teachers. Like, you have that much anger in you. Why are you teaching kids? Just go sleep in the bin. You're going to die alone, said by my ex to me. She generally was a messy person. Didn't clean up after herself. When we moved to a new place, she promised she was going to help with housework. She didn't. Months into it, I asked her for help. She said she didn't make that much of a mess. So I told her I will let her clean up her dishes and I'd do my own. First day I did it, she came home, saw her dishes weren't done, and told me I was gonna die alone. Maybe I will, but the house will be clean. Maybe I'll die alone, but at least I'll be happy. We broke up. It was my fault. The last thing she said to me was, I hope that someday you will hate someone as much as I hate you. That still stings a bit, and it was over 40 years ago. Wow. Jeez, she must have hated him deeply. I'm gonna kill you someday. This was said by my stepson to my puppy about an hour before he dosed her in furniture polish and almost succeeded in killing her. He was 6. He hasn't changed. The dog and I now live elsewhere. Oh my god. Dude. Holy. That's one evil person. Like, you know that person's a psychopath, right? If he can just try to kill a dog or a puppy or an animal like that, yeah, he's a psycho. Someone close to me was as we took her to the hospital. A guy close to her said, doubt it. I bet she just regrets it. The girl needed reconstructive surgery. I never looked at the guy the same. Wow, he's one of those guys, hey? One of those guys. Every time my former best friend got drunk, he told me he was gonna a bitch. I told myself he was joking the first handful of times and laughed it off. Then started telling him that I'm going to start leaving tips with the police every time there's an unsolved case. Our friendship finally ended with a fist fight over his drunken declarations. Wow, wait, so did he actually do something? I do feel like people like that though, they aren't joking, because if they can say something like that, yeah, they're thinking it for sure. And they probably want to do it, that's why they keep saying it. They're also pretty stupid at the same time. Probably not the worst thing she said, but it was memorable and from my mum. I was really young, so don't remember the exact sentence, but it was basically, if you ever get married, your future wife is gonna have her life ruined by how much of a piece of garbage you are and will call me, my mum, crying for comfort. I wholeheartedly believe I will ruin anyone I date, even decades later, and never dated anyone. She said variations of this a lot during elementary school and I took it to heart. She said it when he was a kid? Dude, that would affect him so much because, you know, as a kid, you just believe what your mum tells you. If you're older, you just know that your mum is full of crap, right? But if you're so young, you're gonna think your mum is telling you the truth because that's your mum and she wouldn't never try to hurt you. Man, that sucks. My parents, you were a mistake, never meant to happen. I would send you off to military school, but you aren't worth the money. Oh my gosh. Parents who think their kids are a mistake. Dude, you literally had the kid and you're not even gonna feel bad, but you're gonna blame the kid for existing when you brought them into this world. How freaking dare you? I just want to fight every single parent who says this, honestly. When I was in high school, a teacher told me that I deserved to be homeless. This was after my parents kicked me out at 15. She went on a tirade about how I didn't go to church, I was clearly a terrible child, and how I deserved all the bruises and scars I had. Fortunately, our football coach heard that. He was normally a quiet and level-headed man. I will never forget the verbal assault he unleashed on that woman. He immediately pulled me from class and went to speak to the principal. That teacher was gone that day, and I went to live with my aunt and uncle. Oh, how do you kick your own kid out when they're 15? They have nothing. You want them to live on the streets when they're 15? That's illegal though. Like, how did I even get away with that? What? My father died when I was 12 and was gone from middle school for about 2 weeks. First day I get back, a kid in my grade who's super small but always talks too much smack comes up to me and says, "How's your dad?" I forgot, he's dead, isn't he? Then he proceeds to run from me. I grab him by the handle of his backpack and slammed his head into the locker, then proceeded to punch him in the face till my best friend manages to rip me off of him. Kid goes to hospital for his face sliced up in 2 different places, 5 teeth knocked out, broken nose and a dislocated jaw. I got 1 day of in-school suspension. The parents of the kid weren't happy with me, but actually understood what was going on with me and no one pressed charges. Well, at least the parents of the bully are actually good people. Like, they didn't think their kid was right. Finally, parents who know that their kids are actual trashers. Honestly, that kid obviously deserved that. Like, if you say that to someone after the dad passed away, you deserve to get beat up, bro. My grandmother-in-law had a stroke or something. I don't recall what happened. She was in her 90s but paralyzed and unable to eat. She was conscious and being allowed to pass in a hospital. I remember the nurse saying she knew everything that was happening but was unable to communicate or move. They were unable to place a feeding tube at her age, so essentially she was starving to death over the course of 4 days. Her daughter said while crying over her completely aware mother, "This is the kind of thing that's harder on us than it is on her." Yeah, I disagree. I think being entirely aware of your impending death might be harder on the person dying. She said that in front of her own mum. That is so freaking sad. Like, thinking that your existence or your death is just making someone's life hard. How sad is that? After my best friend shot himself, I was grieving hard. My boyfriend at the time was jealous and fed up that I was still so upset. A whopping 4 days after it happened and told me, "If you miss him that much, why don't you just join him?" Okay, the most terrible person award goes to this person. Seriously? Someone is mourning the death of their freaking best friend and this is what you say to them? It doesn't matter what sex they are, okay? It does not matter. If it's a best friend, then it's a best friend. Like, if she liked a best friend, she would have dated him. How are you jealous like that? That's disgusting. Like, honestly, you're that insecure? Oh, ridiculous. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!